It is time for NFL draft grades for the Dallas Cowboys. We will go through all the players. I'll grade all the picks as well. The grades get tougher the earlier versus the later when I'm much nicer because it's a 7th round, a 6th rounder. Doesn't matter that much. These videos always do well. Happy to have you guys here. We do videos every single day on the Cowboys Report. Last year we got 189 new subscribers on a 75,000 video. That doesn't make sense, but that's what we did. Hit that sub button. Get more free Cowboys YouTube videos each and every single day. We'll have undrafted free agents for you guys probably Sunday morning / afternoon. Hit that sub button so you don't miss out. We will grade every pick the Cowboys made this year and break down the picks, which I think is probably more important. I do want to one-time through, though, go through all of the picks. Round 1, pick 12, it was a surprise. It was Tyler Booker out of Alabama, the offensive guard, which I didn't think they'd take a guard. I was surprised. Not stunned. It's the draft. Weird stuff happens. Who saw Sitter Sanders falling to 144 overall? Booker goes round 1. I think the Cowboys actually cooked on day 2, though. Donovan Ezeiruaku, who I had 4 spots graded lower than Booker on my board. Round 2, pick 44. Edge rusher, I think a long-term partner for Micah Parsons. Shavon Revel, the cornerback out of ECU. Coming off an ACL tear. Had first-round talent. Had he been fully healthy, though, I think that was the Blue Star special in the 3rd round this year for the Dallas Cowboys. They had no 4th rounder. They had to sweat. They had to wait. Would a back fall to them? One did. Jaydon Blue, as they finally get a little bit more explosive at the running back position. That was round 5, pick 49. They then traded up to take Shamar James. I think this was a Matt Eberflus-led pick. The linebacker out of Florida, extremely young, moldable player from the Gators. Gator great, if you would. Johnny Cornelius went round 6, pick 204 out of Oregon, who, if you've watched our shows, we had him in a bunch of mock drafts there too. Jay Toia out of UCLA. Or Joe Toia, excuse me. Out of UCLA, round 7, pick 217. I can't quit fat. He's only, man, he's 341 pounds. Phil Maffa, a double dip at the running back spot, round 7, 239, and a double dip on day 3 along the defensive line as well. Tommy Akingbasote out of Maryland, who, full disclosure, I didn't do draft notes on, which makes me sad. The lack of a wide receiver is obvious. That's the frustrating part about this whole thing because I wanted a wide receiver. When you didn't take one in the 2nd and 3rd, it was kind of over. They weren't going to take one period because they didn't need a receiver 4 or 5. You needed 2. Go trade for 1. Go sign for 1. But they stuck to their board. They want best player available on their own board. That's why they took an edge and a corner in the 2nd and 3rd rounds. I give it a B+. If they had found a way to get Tedero and McMillan, I'd probably be calling this the best draft class of anybody. It's not how it works out. And that lack of a receiver does bother me still. That's also kind of an off-season free agency issue more than anything else. I give it a B+. I want to hear from you guys. Grade the Cowboys draft class. Then we'll go grades for each player here. A, B, C, D, or F. It is the pinned comment if the ad comes here on YouTube. Take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. The Tyler Booker pick was, that was one that stung. I had players ahead of him. I did have some wide receivers. I had Matthew Golden. I had Emeka Egbuka over Booker. I was a huge Luther Burden fan, but that's me. I'm not going to ding them for that. But I do think this is, I hate the word safe in the NFL draft because it's not safe. It's college to NFL. You don't know how it's actually going to turn out. He's got size. He's got power. This should help you run the football better. And I think he actually did a pretty good job in pass protection too. Not a great athlete. That does hold him back, but this could be a 10-year starter for you. And, you know, in a couple of years, we'll maybe look back and go, it wasn't that bad of a pick. It was actually a good pick. Donovan Ezeiruaku, I love it. I thought he might go round 1. He was, once you took out some of like the medical character stuff that was on the board at 44, this was the best graded player for me. The day 2, man, day 2 took me back to the Cowboys, the Trayvon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb draft, where they just kept taking the best player on my board. They just kept doing that over and over again. They did that on day 2. Ezeiruaku's got bend. He's got athletic ability. You've spent probably more picks than you should on edge rushers in day 2 the past couple of years. But I think Ezeiruaku, who is my 28th graded player, has immense upside to be an awesome partner alongside Osa Odighizuwa and Micah Parsons in the long run. We'll break down the other picks here in just a second, but Today's show is made possible by Chubbies. Fellas, April is here, but it ain't the time for fooling. Let them thighs breathe. If you're playing around a golf like I like to do, hitting up a beer garden, or maybe out with a significant other at an actual garden, Chubbies has you covered for all the good vibes that warm weather brings. Bright polos that demand attention, they got them. Killer shorts to show off them thighs, they got them. Pool or the beach, check out their classic lined swim collection. It's Chubbies. You think of them with shorts, right? The original stretch shorts are iconic. They make them in 7-inch inseams, 5.5-inch inseams, or 5-inch, 5.5-inch inseams. Or if you never skip leg day, 4-inch inseams. They've also got great fabric that stretches for mobility and flexibility while showing off them thighs. Whether you're getting dressed for a work day, a workout, or a weekend getaway, Chubbies has you covered. For a limited time, they're giving our viewers 20% off with code CHAT at chubbyshorts.com/chat. That's code CHAT at chubbyshorts.com/chat. Support our show and tell them we sent you. Don't blend in with the crowd. Instead, stand out with Chubbies. Link will be in the comments section and the description of today's show. Shavon Revel. This again was the best player on my board when he was taken. 38th overall for me. He would have been a first-round grade if he hadn't torn his ACL. An incredible story. We broke that one down in depth during the pick, all the stuff he went through to get a tryout at ECU. Great size, the length. He allegedly ran a 4.40 after working a 10-hour Amazon shift with no training at ECU. Ran that speed there. Ball skills, I think this year was showing better of those. Was a little bit, Awuzie syndrome back in 2023. This is a Blue Star special in the third, not the second this time around. Had Ezeiruaku not been there, I bet they're going to say that there was not that much of a difference in the grades between Revel and Ezeiruaku if you ever listen to the press conference on that front. So they had to wait till the fifth round. I love the Jaydon Blue pick. There were a couple backs I had higher, but that was like, pick your flavor of ice cream. The grades were all pretty similar there. How many times have you watched my show and I want explosiveness. I want big plays. I want playmaking. I want guys that can take, more than what is given to you. Jaydon Blue offers that. He's going to be a lighter workload guy, probably in the NFL too, but he's got great pass catching ability. The 4.38 40-yard dash was nothing short of explosive, and frankly, I thought could have been better. I know there has been some reports of a 4.28. Dane had him at 4.38 at the pro day, so I'm always going to trust Dane on that one. Fourth round grade for me. You take him in the fifth round. I mean, hey, that's value, man. That's value. Of all the Cowboys picks, what was the best one that they made in the 2025 NFL Draft? Let me know in the comments section of today's show the best pick the Cowboys made this year. A little bit lower. I almost went C+ on the Shamar James pick. I do think that there is value in a 20-year-old captain. He's 20. He does not turn 21 until June. I am going to give them a little bit benefit of the doubt because I think that Matt Eberflus is really good maximizing and developing young linebackers. And I think that the athletic ability is better than what he tested as. And I think there is untapped potential for Shamar James. Not my favorite pick. The trade up is fine. I didn't need another sixth rounder. I didn't need it. I had plenty of picks. I'm going to put some trust here in Eberflus. Ajani Cornelius was the pick out of Oregon in round 6. I think he's going to be an offensive tackle. We'll see again. I'm in the 6th round. I'm much nicer on my grades. I'm not gonna crash out too hard on those. I just think that this is a survive versus thrive offensive lineman. I don't think he's going to be a superstar player when it's all said and done. I think he can be a backup offensive lineman is probably what I think he ends up being. I think he's not going to take Terrence Steele's job anytime soon. I do want to emphasize that part. But I think there is some potential to move inside to guard. So I think that could also, I'd say it'd be an option, but you also took Heather Booker pretty early. I can't quit fatties only, guys. They keep pulling me back in. They took a big fatty. 341-pound Jay Toia out of UCLA. He's never going to be a pass rusher. He's never going to be a pass rusher. He is Siaka Ika's brother, by the way. So all those years you guys wanted Siaka Ika, you got his brother, which is kind of funny. Tim Settle, athletic comp for me. I had him in the 5th/6th. You got him in the 6/7th. Entire round value for me. Usually I put him as in the B gap at the 3 technique spot a lot. I think you'll see him play more pure nose guard. I think will be better for him. The player comp was a big boulder right in the middle of the defense. He's not going to go anywhere for better or for worse. What is the worst pick the Cowboys made in the 2025 NFL Draft? Let me know in the comments section of today's show. Phil Maffa, the pick out of Clemson at the back end of the 7th round. This is like the opposite of Jaydon Blue. You know, Jaydon Blue checked in at this year's combine at 196 pounds. Phil Maffa checked in significantly higher. He checked in at 234 pounds. It's a 40-pound difference. If you wanted to go big guy power, small guy fast, they did it. They knocked that one out. I think this year, more so than some previous years in the draft, there's going to be actual competition to make a roster. In many years past, you made the team by being drafted. That will not be the case this season. Cowboys drafted Jaydon Blue, drafted Phil Maffa, signed 2 backs, brought back Deuce Vaughn. The math ain't mathin'. Not everybody is going to end up making that team. And then I will never go below a C for a draft pick. I did not do notes on Tommy Akinbasote. Akinbasote, it's an elite name. I almost give it an A for the name alone, frankly. Dane did. Dane had him at 42nd on his board. East-West Shrine game this probably ends up being a practice squatter for you. But again, he only just turned 22. Some development there. My lone request for the Cowboys, go get me an actual wide receiver too, and then we can all feel a lot better about this offseason.